What's going on, everybody? You know what? We're going to be real and we're going to keep it real and we're going to be unfiltered and pull no punches. Carson Beck did not play well last night for the Miami Hurricanes. He did not play well, and he admitted such in his post-game press conference. He praised his team's defense. He praised his running game. He praised everything. He knows that he missed some throws. He knows that he didn't have a sharp game. He also credited the Florida Gators defensive secondary and their defense because they did mix some things up, but there were throws that Carson Beck would like to have back. There are some throws that were there and he just didn't make them yesterday. It was a rough game for him. He did finish 17 to 30 for I think it was 167 and an interception. Did not throw a touchdown pass, and I don't know if the rain had anything to do with how the play calling was done yesterday. There wasn't a lot of stuff down the field, like just deep shots. We didn't take any of those. I don't remember Miami throwing one deep shot the entire game. There was one over the middle where Carson Beck, stepped up in the pocket, had wide open green, didn't run, and then chucked it down about probably 20 yards downfield towards, I think it was CJ Daniels, and Cormani McLean steps in front and intercepts the ball. But for the most part, it was a lot of swing passes, a lot of short passes, and getting yards after catch. Running back Marty Brown was big in the passing game. His completion to Marty Brown, which was late in the fourth, early in the fourth quarter, not late, but early in the fourth quarter, when the game was 13-7, I think was the biggest play of the game because it kind of shifted the momentum back to the Hurricanes because they were scuffling. They were dealing with pre-snap penalties and such. But Carson Beck will be the first one to tell you he wasn't sharp. He did not play well. But at the end of the day, a win is a win is a win is a win. And 26-7 is 26-7. The Miami Hurricanes knock off the Florida Gators 26-7 as they head into the bye week before going up to Tallahassee to play the Florida State Seminoles in an old school Miami FSU game where both teams are probably going to be undefeated, as I expect FSU to win next week against Virginia. Let's take a listen to what Carson Beck had to say in the post-game press conference, as well as we'll have some commentary after we play that video. So take a listen.
Questions for quarterback Carson Beck. Jordan, we'll start with you.
Taylor Carson, be able to get this win, be able to start 4-0, just what do they mean today? See collective effort, especially when some spots maybe weren't up to what you guys wanted to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a great team win right there. Our defense played out of their mind, honestly. Our O-line physically imposed their will on their defense, and I mean, you look at Marty and Mark tonight. I mean, I personally, I think that's the best running back duo in the country, and we haven't even seen Lyle that much with injury. So, I mean, those three together, man, it's special, and I think they showed that tonight. And it was a great team win. I mean, that's a really good team that we just played.
How good is it to be able to lean on the rest of your teammates when maybe a night isn't going the way that you would want it to go individually?
Yeah, I mean, nothing's ever going to go your way every single night, right? I mean, we had a couple mishaps here and there on offense. We kind of found a lull there in the middle of the game. Sometimes it's going to be a gritty game, especially it's rainy, it's wet, it's a physical ball game, right? And honestly, I don't know how many rushing yards we had, but I mean, we kind of ran it down the throat there at the end, and finished physically with great effort. And in the face of adversity, we showed what our team looked like. We really haven't faced much adversity this year, right? Tonight was really the first time that I think we kind of had to, and our team banded together and showed that in the face of adversity, we're going to keep pushing, we're not going to give up. When we needed it, we got it done. So I'm really, really proud of these guys, really proud of the win.
Go over to Adam Lichtenstein.
Carson, I know you guys look at every opponent, you take every opponent seriously, but you played for two schools now, both are big rivals of Florida. Just to end your college career 3-0 against Florida, just how does that feel?
It feels really good. It feels really, really good. Obviously, I grew up a Florida fan, but now I've been to two schools that Florida is a huge rival of. So I'm not the biggest fan of the Gators anymore. So, but man, although not a fan, I have the utmost respect for them. I mean, that defense is really good. They only have given up 2 touchdowns coming into tonight. And again, we ran the ball really, really well. It was a rainy game. It was about ball security. It's about physically imposing our will on them, and I think we did that. But that's not to say that they played a great game. That's a really, really good team. So I'm really proud of our guys. Really proud of the win. It's a really good win, and we'll celebrate this one, and then go into the bye week and try to fix things and get better.
You had a bit of a tough stretch there, especially in the middle 2 quarters. Was it something something that UF was doing on defense? Was it something that you were a little bit off in your mechanics or something like that? Just what was the issue there?
Yeah, I mean they're a really good defense. What Ron Roberts does, I mean that's my third time playing them. I played them in 2023 at Auburn. I played him last year, obviously at Florida, and then this year. He does a lot of things that challenge you, right? There's never going to be an easy throw on the field, really. And there's guys running really every single which way once you get to third down. Like he makes third downs really challenging. So again, there's things that we can do to execute better, but really the game plan tonight was let's be physical, let's get a win, and I thought we executed that very well. There's a lot of things that we can be better at, in the pass game, and obviously that starts with me, and I'll take full accountability of that. But we'll go into the bye week, fix those things, and keep striving to get better throughout the year.
Gentlemen in the back.
Carson, you had it was a bit of a scuffle today, but you're 13-7. You're at about the 20-yard line, and you have a dump off in the flat to Marty Brown. He catches it behind his back. Pretty much it goes for like 28 yards. What did that do for your offense? Because at that point it seemed to be a little rough, and from that point on it was grounding, pounding them the rest of the game.
Yeah, that was a big moment in the game. We kind of were a little bit stagnant there. There's a couple plays that I maybe could have made, kind of in that middle part that I didn't. But that play we had a play on there playing match quarters, and the backer added late, and our running back got out because we ID'd that back. Sorry, I might be speaking like foreign language to some people, but the backer added when the running back looked like he was going to block, but we had ID'd the backer already, and then he leaked out. I kind of was looking out of the corner of my eye because they had been doing it the whole night. So dumped it up to him, he made a great catch, and then that kind of catapulted us there at the end. And then obviously the defense making huge plays kind of added that momentum onto the offensive side of the ball. Momentum is a real thing, and really proud of the way our defense played tonight, and just making plays when we needed to.
Do 3 more questions. Brian, we'll start with you.
Carson, their quarterback DJ Lagway is taking a lot of heat from their fans about his performances. In general, what's it like to be the starting quarterback and have to deal with the ups and downs of that position?
That's a great question. I'm happy you asked that question. I know DJ personally. This off season, when I was recovering from my injury and whatnot, we were with the same trainer, PT people. So all of April and May, I mean, I saw him almost every single day. He's a great kid and very, very talented. And a lot of the times it's a tough road being a quarterback, especially for a big name school, right? He's super talented. He's very gifted in what he's able to do, and he's a great kid. And he works his butt off. So it's always hard because I've been through it as well. They love you, they hate you, and then they love you. You just can't define your self-worth off of that, right? And again, I'm very Christ-centered. I have a great relationship with God and Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. And that's where I find my worth. That's where I go to find my worth. And I believe that He's the same exact way. And you fight through it, you get through it. And again, things aren't always going to be easy. Things are going to be difficult and hard. But it's more about how you respond to adversity than what's happening to you. So obviously, he's a good friend of mine. I wish him the best of luck in the future. And they have a really good team. They're going to turn it around as the season goes.
Go ahead.
Carson, obviously looking ahead a little bit, just talk about, 2 weeks you guys go to Tallahassee, and just, how do you guys prepare for, first road game of the season, and then your excitement about playing in that game, for the first time, another huge rivalry game?
Yeah, well, I think it's really cool. We get USF, we get Florida, we get FSU, right? We get 3 Florida teams. It's kind of this like round robin of Florida teams. We get a bye week, but again, I always like to view the bye week as a work week, right? I know Coach Cristobal is on the same exact mindset. We're going to work this week, right? This is not a week off. This is not time to play games. This is not time to take a step back. Like, this is time to work, right? Like, let's work. Let's get better at the things that we need to get better at, so that when we head into Tallahassee, we're ready, not only physically but mentally, right? So it's a work week next week. Obviously, we'll start looking at Florida State. We'll fix some of the issues and maybe mishaps that we had this game, but we'll start looking at Florida State, start preparing for them. Excited for that matchup. I've never played in that stadium. I think that's a cool thing about being in the ACC now. I'm heading into ACC play, playing a lot of different teams that I've never played before. I'm getting to play at places I've never played before, so really looking forward to that. Really excited.
Awesome. Thank you, Carson.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
So there's Carson Beck, post game of the Miami Hurricanes 26-7 win over the Florida Gators. Few things that he said in this press conference, which I liked hearing. I was the one that asked the question about the pass to Marty Brown. Correction, it was a 16-yard pass play. I thought it was 20. I don't know why I had that 28 number in my brain. It was a 16-yard pass play, but I believe the pass was thrown behind the line of scrimmage. Not sure, but it looked like it went a lot further than it went, at least from my vantage point when I was watching it. But it was the biggest play of the game. It was the absolute biggest play of the game. And he acknowledged that it changed the momentum of the game because from that point on, the offensive line dominated. The defense came back and continued to dominate. And that was, to me, that play changed the fourth quarter. It really set the tone and was a huge, huge play for the Hurricanes. To answer his own question, Miami rushed 46 times for 184 yards. Those two guys combined, Brown had 80, and I believe, what did he have? Mark Fletcher had 116, so they combined for 196. So actually, I have here 44 for 189. This is on ESPN, so don't quote me on it because I know there's errors all the time. So yeah, 44 for 189. Don't know where I saw it at 46 for 184, but nonetheless, 44 for 189. The two of those guys combined for 196 yards rushing. So they did run the ball down Florida's throat and did it when it mattered. They absolutely did it when it mattered. Anything else here? Ball security, obviously of critical importance. Only one turnover. The weather was rainy. It was wet, so that might have contributed to play calling and not taking any risks. I love this accountability, man. He's a leader. You see why he's a leader. He's accountable. He's acknowledged throws that I should have made, plays that I should have made. He owned it, you know. And by the way, when he was replying about with the technical terms, I understood it. Obviously, other people may not understand it. I knew what he was talking about because I played football. And he talked about that bye week, and it's a work week. It's not a time to chill out. It's not the time to go party. It's a time to get ready. You need to watch as much film as you can on Florida State. You need to know everything about that team. I mean, I watched them play. They take shots down the field. Castellanos obviously moves his legs. He's the same quarterback he was at Boston College, man. But he has talent around him now that is of a higher level. And I don't think he's a great quarterback by any means. But because he wasn't a guy who threw the ball a lot at Boston College, unlike Cam Ward, who chucked the ball a lot at Washington State. And now you give him weapons, and now he's chucking the ball, and it's like, whoa. Castellanos is throwing the ball deep, but he's doing a lot of stuff with his legs. They're running a lot of, there's a lot of run plays, and they've run this end around play reverse, I think 3 times. 3 times that I've seen to number 19. Don't have his name off the top of my head, but number 19, and he's a speed demon, and I think he scored a touchdown on all 3 of them. I think there was a touchdown versus Bama. I think it was a touchdown against East Texas A&M, and I think it was a touchdown against Kent State. But they've run that play well, so that would be a play that they will run. They're going to run that play. Miami has to be ready for it. So watch film. Be ready. It's a work week. And then finally, the question about DJ Lagway. I think it was great, man. I think Brian London asked a great question, and Carson Beck did, answer it exceptionally because he's a quarterback. He understands. He knows what a quarterback is going through. And there's a truckload of pressure on DJ Lagway. If he wasn't a Gator, I'd actually feel bad for him. But he's a Gator, so it's hard for me to feel bad for him. But I actually do. I have empathy for the guy because he played well last year. But then you don't practice in the spring, you don't practice in fall, and you're just out there. But you still shouldn't look this bad. So there's other things that are going on because he did throw for nearly 300 yards a week ago. I think the reality is Miami's defense is just freaking really good. Like, that defense is special good, and they came ready to go. It was almost like Byron Brown was a practice game for DJ Lagway. Similar quarterback, similar athleticism, similar size. And they shut him down. But obviously going through the injuries and such, Beck can relate. He understands. So there's Carson Beck, man. I think he's a great leader for this team. He's going to have this team ready to roll come next Saturday, October 4th in Tallahassee. That's it for this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts about what Carson Beck had to say, my commentary, etc. Appreciate y'all's support of the channel. This is Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.